every week as we talk about all things Nintendo. What is going on, ladies? How are you today?
Doing pretty
Awesome.
good, pretty good.
Living.
Just chilling,
Living.
kind of sad because I finished Green Lantern, the new
Uh,
52
Oh,
version.
the show?
Not the show, the comic, the new 52
Oh,
version.
okay.
But I'm gonna go ahead and start on the Green Lantern Corpse because there's like a story arc that ties into like the standard Green Lantern. So
Mm-hmm.
that's pretty much been my life today. So
Sounds interesting. I just been working all day and playing Overwatch all day because oh my god, Overwatch.
Oh,
because this
damn.
game is
I'm
taking over
sorry,
your
that game is
life.
awesome. It's taking over my life. It's another Xenoblade Chronicles X moment,
That's all
yo. I
you can think
swear.
about now.
That's all. That's all I was doing. I was just like Overwatch all day at work.
Damn.
uh, Speaking of which, I
Okay,
think I'll play
well,
it right now.
we got a lot of Nintendo stuff to talk about. A lot of Kimishima did some more interviews. We got some cool new stuff from Nintendo and some not so good stuff. So we'll talk about it all today. Let's start with Kimishima was doing interviews and he was talking about the how the new console will affect their fiscal year. And essentially, this is what he had to say: "We will introduce NX concepts and details at another time, so I will restrict my answers to the question asked. You are correct about needing a solid lineup of software. One of the reasons for choosing the launch timing that we did is so the software lineup will be ready in time for the hardware's launch. Not only at launch, but we also need to be able to continuously release titles after launch. We are planning for this to be a platform that consumers can enjoy for a long time. On W. Next about how we're looking at cost. We're not thinking of launching the hardware at a loss. When Wii U was launched, the yen was very strong. I'm assuming that situation will not repeat itself. Selling at a loss at launch would not support the business, so we're keeping that in mind while developing the NX. So, two things there. He's talking about needing a solid game lineup, and they're also hoping that the NX does not sell at a launch the loss. They're in it, unlike the Wii U, because we all know the gamepad costs roughly around $100, because that's what Mr. Miyamoto said, and looks like they don't want to go through that problem again. So, what do you guys think about this?
About all of it, or should
Well,
we
let's
go
talk
and
about the
yeah?
first part about needing a solid lineup first,
I
and that's
mean,
essentially the reason for the choosing the launch timing.
I never had a problem when they even announced the launch being in March of 2017. I never really had a problem with it. I would rather them
Yeah.
put the console out when it's ready. You know what I'm saying? Because
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, I don't know if the Wii U was ready or not at launch. I actually thought that
It
the Wii
doesn't
U
seem
had a
like it.
decent. I thought the Wii U had a decent launch. Like the
It
problem
had a
with
decent
the
launch. It was the problem after.
like the Wii U
Nah.
had a decent launch. It was like Alex said, like what came after, and then the fact that a lot of the games that launched, like all the third party stuff, was like
A bunch
stuff
of
that
old
people
ass
had already
games.
played, like
Yeah.
So it's like nobody cared. So if Nintendo wants to bring out the NX in March of 2017 to make sure that everything is there, then I really can't be mad at that because I would rather it be ready. Like when I bought my Wii U, I was of the expectation that I was gonna have Pikmin 3 close to launch. It was supposed to be there between launch and like the next 3-4 months, and obviously
Right.
it got delayed to like the next August. So if they can avoid situations like that and like not get people excited about things they think they're gonna get, then I mean, hey, let's do this because I originally
Yeah.
thought it was gonna be either the end of this year or sometime early next year. So hopefully they actually stick to the March 2017 launch cycle because now you've already told people that, so people are
Right.
expecting that. Don't be on those shenanigans where you feel
And
like they're
knowing
gonna
them
get
when they
that.
say March 2017, they mean like March 31st,
The
2017.
very
Right.
last day
The
of
very
March.
last possible day,
I think
which
a
is the end of
yeah.
their fiscal year. I
I
believe their
was just
fiscal year
about to
ends in
say that.
March. Yeah.
So they did change it from March to some random time in like
No, they just said
2017, or
March
it's still
2017.
March. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, Coupon, what do you think about this?
Same thing. I mean, I'm just like of the mind that, if you have to, I'd rather have some lineups. I'd rather have some things come into the system at least. So I'm glad they did kind of set it back. And I was kind of some part of me in the back of my mind was thinking, hey, they're going to do it anyway. Because I was thinking maybe, holiday 2016 was a good idea, but if they weren't ready, push it back to 2017. That's just what I was thinking. So it kind of lines up with what I was thinking. So I wasn't really mad when I heard the news. It wasn't nothing new. It's pretty much what they needed to do. I mean,
Yeah.
you want a good launch. So yeah, so that's just pretty much how I felt about it. Now my question is that after they do launch it into in March or whatever, and they don't have a lineup, that's when I'm gonna have an issue because I'm gonna be like, okay, this is what you promised us, and we're still not getting it, or at least what you said. I don't know if they're promising, but they're saying they want to push it back because I guess software and whatever. So
Right.
I'm just of the mind, just please don't do the Wii thing. I mean, the Wii U wasn't that bad, but it didn't have a particularly great launch, I guess. I mean, I wasn't really there for the launch.
From Nintendo's standpoint, the games weren't there because they just had New Super Mario Brothers U. It's a lot of third-party, like, old ports.
Gotcha.
That's a good thing y'all mentioned that, because I was just about to piggyback off of Coupon, because they did this with the Wii U, and they also did it with the 3DS as well. A lot of the reason
the 3DS had a horrible launch.
Right. Like, a lot of the reason why those launches were so terrible is because Nintendo thought that they could, take advantage of third-party games like Microsoft and PlayStation can, and that could hold them over until they got their games out. So hopefully now that they realize that just because you're Nintendo doesn't mean people gonna show up. So
nothing's owed to you.
So so even if third parties show up or not, you need to make sure that you have your games first and foremost present.
Yeah,
because at the end of the day,
main reason.
Right, because at the end of the day, like, it's already been kind of cemented in, like, gaming history since the Nintendo 64 that you buy Nintendo systems for Nintendo games. And you can have as many third-party games as you want, whether they're new and they launch at the same time as the others. People are buying your system for your games. So you have to make sure that, I mean, I don't care if third parties are like, oh, we can't compete with Nintendo games. That's just too bad, so sad. Launch your games when they're supposed to come out, and then whoever gets the third-party games gets them, and they just gonna have to roll with it until whenever. You know what I'm saying? But, like, don't have another situation like the Wii U, where you have all these third-party games coming at launch, and then, like, it's crickets from you guys until, like, basically the next year. Like, no.
No,
that was crazy.
That was just not okay.
And it's worse. Yeah. Obviously, it's worse this year because they've already given up on the console, but that's fine, since we're just kind of holding out hope that they're screwing over the Wii U's last year to make sure the NX is okay, which I'm fine with, to be honest.
Wii U is the sacrificial lamb. I don't.
Yeah, it's the sacrifice. Like, whatever. Like, if you got to kill off the Wii U to make the NX better, then I'm all for it.
Yeah. My thing is, though, figure out what y'all need to do to continue to support y'all's consoles, because y'all did it with the Wii. And y'all did it with the Wii U. Now, I understand why they're doing it with the Wii U, because the Wii U just legitimately was not a success. But with the Wii, there was, like, no reason at all for that drop-off. Like, like, y'all had enough money. Y'all could have been revving up games for the Wii U. Now, with the NX, y'all cannot do that again at the end of the NX life cycle. You cannot do that, because a lot of people who actually like their Wii U, people who aren't indifferent or just like whatever, like me, Coupon, and Alex, who actually like their Wii U, they're like, you know what? With the NX, I don't know. Because, like, if you're going to discontinue your freaking console before I can really get a good grasp on it, like, a lot of people ain't cool with that. So they gotta figure out how to they gotta figure out how to transition better from generation to generation. They have to. Yeah,
the gap that they leave between their consoles, it's really unacceptable.
It's unacceptable.
You can't just, like, leave everyone hanging for a year just because you have a new hardware coming. Like, with the Wii U, obviously, like, you're not gonna make games for this thing because nobody's buying them. Like, nobody wants this freaking console. But with the Wii, that shit was crazy. It was like 2 games in 1 year. Mm-hmm. It was like the Kirby game and then Skyward Sword. Now, I think that was it.
And then the following year was the Operation Rainfall games, and I think like Fortune Street or something like that.
Right, and that wasn't like they were brand new or something. They were just, like, brought over through GameStop or whatever it was. But, like, that's crazy. Like, how they abandon their consoles even before the new one comes out. That's, like, unheard of from other companies.
It's not even cool. It's not cool.
It's not. Like, Sony, for all the problems I have with Sony, like, their console gets supported even when their new one's out.
Right.
Like the PS3 is still getting games. You can bet your ass the Wii U's not going to get a single game once the NX is out. Maybe some like little indie games or something, but from Nintendo themselves, no, nothing. It's just crazy. Like they gotta fix that transition period. It's not fair to people.
Right. I agree with that.
Yeah, it makes sense.
But as far as what Kimishima said, like having the reasoning that it's coming out in March as opposed to this holiday season needing a better lineup, that's cool and all, but that lineup better be awesome because like
Yeah.
I the thing I don't understand is like this is something Sean brought up in a video or a podcast or something where he had said like it's only an extra 4 months. What could they possibly be doing in 4 months? Like
Probably
how
trying to make that launch window look shorter. Because if you promise game, like, okay, let's just say that the NX was coming out this November.
Yeah.
And we weren't getting, like, Pikmin 4 until, like, April. You know what I'm saying? Then it's like,
Right.
okay, here we go again.
Then it's only a
you
month.
know.
As opposed to 5
you
months.
know?
Yeah.
It's like, here we go again. Got this console, but ain't nothing really worth playing until, like, half a year after, you know? But if they bring it out in March... and like Pikmin 4 comes out in April, it's like, okay, cool, you know, it's still launch window, you know?
How many months do you consider a launch window? I consider 3
quarter.
months.
Yeah, about a quarter.
A quarter? Yeah, 3 months. 4 months maybe, whatever. But any longer than that, I don't consider it a launch window anymore.
Yeah, 3 to 4 months probably at the...
They gotta keep this word though, because like goddamn, their whole reasoning for making it come out in March is to have a solid lineup, and if it turns out that they don't, like,
then I'm gonna roast them.
What was the point of waiting, right?
Right. At that point, then that's when I'm just gonna say my piece. I'm gonna be like, look, y'all screwed up.
I believe that they'll have games at launch. I want to believe that anyways, but we'll see. It's not too much longer. Hopefully, I just want to know when they're gonna do that separate event so we can finally see what this thing is.
Like, I think that they really have to come hard when it comes down to that event, that separate event.
Yeah,
people
that
have,
thing
like,
has
no
to
faith.
be crazy.
People have no faith they're gonna actually support their console, and like
especially after the whole not really showing up to E3 thing in the way people wanted them to. It's like people just don't give a fuck about them right now.
Yeah, they gotta pull that out of stuff.
Like a lot of people are losing interest in the NX. Like compared to even like 2 weeks ago, the amount of hype behind the NX is like half.
It's
crazy.
It's dwindled a lot.
Crazy.
And it's all because they're just not showing it or not talking about it. They're like taking so long. I don't understand. We'll see. I just want, like, even if they just tweet out, we'll have our event in a few months, like even just say what the month is and everyone can relax, right?
People will be happy, I think.
Yeah. It's the whole idea that they're not showing anything and you don't know when they're talking about it. It's just like, you guys even care about your consumers anymore? Like
they're just so tight-lipped. It's so crazy. Like,
yeah. I don't know. And then the other bit of news about how they want to make sure the NX doesn't sell at a loss. That's kind of interesting in the way that might mean it might not have as good specs as we were anticipating. Because if they're trying to, because they've said themselves they want this thing to be cheaper than what the Wii U was. So if we're talking about 300, maybe 250 for a console, and they don't want to take a loss on it, like how powerful can this thing possibly be? Okay. Yeah.
I feel like that could mean many things. You know, if they just so happen to get a good deal on something with a company that, you know, help them at least at the very least break even, maybe that's what they have to do. But I mean, there is a possibility that it is underpowered, but I don't know. You never know what that means, because it's like you don't really know exactly what's gonna like make up for it. Like maybe there's gonna be some type of thing that makes up for. I don't know. I don't know where I'm going with this. I'm not like a very tech savvy spec person,
right?
So it's like I can't really like break it down exactly what I mean.
Like technically, they could probably get something like PS4 specs for that price point now, since the tech is a little older at this point. But do you really want your console to be as powerful as what Sony put out a couple of years ago? Because like we already know that their new console is coming this year. Like, and it's gonna be stronger. So like, why would you want to put yourself in that kind of position again?
Unless they're gonna do something crazy, like have some type of subscription service that's gonna make them for it.
Right. Yeah. Like, they're gonna have to offer something that's like a must-have for people to even consider this thing. I think because like
No, I'm
if they're
saying
just
that
bringing
could
out a
make up
normal
for the
console,
money for the actual like specs themselves, like whatever they put into the console, like some type of subscription service or whatever, could be how they break even.
what do you mean?
Like if they charge you to pay online, like technically
Oh, okay, yeah.
that goes into the manufacturing of a freaking console. Like what like extra things are they gonna be doing to this console to try to make up for that money?
I
But
definitely think they're going to be charging us this generation because they just spent all that money with DNA and all that fucking research or whatever the hell they're doing with their online system. There's no way they're just going to give that for free. I don't
know.
believe it. I don't believe they're going to do it for free.
They have to
It's
prove
like,
to me that they actually care about moving forward online before I actually believe they actually, feel confident enough to charge for it.
right. But it's just like, Sony tried that free thing with the PS3 and it fucking killed them.
Yeah, true.
They lost so much money because of that shit. And now you see that they charge. And now fucking PSN makes more money than Nintendo made in a whole year. That shit's crazy. You don't think Nintendo doesn't see that stuff? Like, they're definitely going to start charging for online. And people are just going to have to get used to it. Like, I know a lot of Nintendo guys won't like that idea of having to play online.
Whatever.
They think it's anti-consumer or whatever the fuck nonsense they say.
No.
But that's just what it is. Like, if you want a better online, they're not gonna give it to you for free.
Trust me, they will pay for it, sir. The only
Of course
reason why
they will.
it's not a good idea right now is because it's not on their console.
Yeah.
But wait, just
exactly.
wait till it comes to their consoles. Oh, what? They're giving you premium choices. Like
This is Nintendo quality internet you're paying for here, sir.
it's like those minds are gonna change, and I'm definitely gonna be there to document mentally. But my whole thing with the online thing, Nintendo needs to just go ahead and do it. But I just need proof that they care enough. I just don't have proof at this point in time.
I think the proof. I think there's enough proof with them just buying DNA or whatever the fuck they did, teaming up with them. That's way more than anything they've ever done when it comes to online.
And that's true.
Definitely.
Because that's them essentially saying, "Yo, we don't know what the fuck we're doing, so we're gonna get these guys to do it for us." Because they don't. They have no idea what they're doing when it comes to online.
That's true.
They have no clue. They can barely get it running properly. So it's good that they're reaching out and getting these guys. And I don't say that to be mean about them, that they don't know what they're doing. That's just not what their expertise is. Like, their expertise is making video games. So they should just fucking do that. That's great.
Definitely.
Get these guys to do the online, because guess what? That's what they do. So they're going to do a way better job at it.
Well, hopefully, because like I said last week, we still can't add people's Nintendo IDs in Mitomo, so that's not come on, man. The whole infrastructure is gonna be based around Nintendo account. Y'all better find a way to let us be able to freaking add our friends through freaking Nintendo IDs. But that's a good point, though. Sometimes I forget about the DNA partnership, so
because they don't talk about it ever, really.
I don't know. Hopefully they do something to kind of get their financials up. Because, I mean, I know they're making partnerships with, like what we're going to talk about tonight with Vans. And then they're doing a thing with Universal Studios. And all that stuff is well and good. But hopefully that money goes into their actual devices, making sure that they're giving us proper online. Because that costs money. You know what I'm saying? And stuff like that. So we'll see. I'll pay for a Nintendo online service if they actually give us like some good quality stuff. I'd do it.
Yeah, I do it for Microsoft, so I don't see why I'd have an issue doing it for Nintendo, as long as they offer something similar.
Right, like even if it was like 360 quality stuff, I'm like, you know what, I'm willing. I'm
willing
to pay for that.
Definitely.
Oh, let's see what else we got in the world of Nintendo.
So,
Mr. Kimishima has explained why Nintendo is developing for both smartphones and game systems.
Okay.
This is what he had to say. I think that for dedicated video game systems, the number of units purchased is definitely the most important. other than the number purchased, the other important thing is how the game is being played after it has been purchased. I do not mean in the sense of how the game is rated, but rather how the game is played connects to the future of the IP. Therefore, we believe that in addition to the number of units purchased, the activity number, including hardware activity, and how much the game continues to be played are both important factors as well. I think that this is the same for both dedicated video games and smart devices. So, effectively, what he's saying is they are paying more attention to who is actively using what game and on what console or on what smart device or whatever like that. Similar to what Phil Spencer does with Xbox. He's like, oh, we have this many active users on Xbox Live. They don't really talk about how many Xbox One sales they have for consoles. They talk about how many people are using our Xbox on a day-to-day basis. And it looks like Nintendo is starting to look at things the same way, because that even if their install base isn't the biggest, if they can show people, hey, we have this many people playing this specific game all the time, and that you can sell games similar to that, or you can sell DLC or whatever the fuck, at least you know you have a market there. Like
Right.
Splatoon, Smash Brothers obviously has a lot of people playing all the time. Say with Mario Kart, those are their three most played games because, well, there's no secret, it has online. So you can tell that these are the games that people continuously play, and it looks like that's what they are basing decisions on, what IPs to keep going forward. That's
That's
interesting that
actually a
they're looking
very
at things.
smart idea.
Yeah.
Very
Well,
smart.
obviously Phil Spencer did it first, but Nintendo's doing the right thing looking at that.
Face Kimishima, he's a straight shooter, I told y'all.
He is.
I like this dude.
I like him too. He's got the business mind. He's not some head in the clouds creative dude. Because those kind of guys, I'm sorry, they just shouldn't run companies.
Yeah, it's a very good, refreshing change of pace in recent Nintendo anyway, to have somebody like Kimishima who analyzes stuff like that, because like you were saying, like Splatoon, Mario Kart, and freaking Smash Brothers are easily the most played games on the console. So they would see that and see, hey, these people actually like online games. Like, yeah, we do.
Yeah.
Give us more of that, please. So
Yeah, there's a
I would
reason
like to
why
see that.
Splatoon and Smash
And
and
Smash and
Mario Kart all
Mario
got
Kart are doing
DLC
good,
because
yeah.
they have big install bases.
yeah,
Definitely.
and they do have the biggest install bases on the console. Now that you think about it.
Yeah, those three games are the highest selling games on the Wii U.
Oh wow.
There's no secret to why.
Yeah.
I want
Some
more
people
online
may
games.
not believe online is important. I don't know why they believe things like this.
My thing is,
It's reality.
I don't know. My
Online is
thing
what
is, I
makes
don't
most
see
people
how
play.
online even bothers anybody. Like, if you have the option to be online, that's great, and you have the option not to be online. I don't understand why you would
Like,
be so
can
damn
you
selfish like that.
imagine how terrible Splatoon would be if it didn't have online?
Oh no.
Yeah, like
And
that
all
would
you
be
have to play is that buster ass fake fucking single player campaign.
Oh
people
no.
it wouldn't have sold as well. But
Yeah, exactly.
online's not needed. Okay.
Oh, no.
Yeah, like they definitely need to have more of a focus on online, because I don't, it makes your games last longer. Then you can sell more maps and more content to people or whatever. Give it for free if you want.
Yeah, look at
But
that
like,
Smash DLC. That Smash DLC is still selling, even though it's a ton of it, but people don't care.
yeah,
'Cause
people
can
buy it.
play
They don't care.
online.
Exactly, because they get endless hours out of the
Yeah.
game. Like once you beat a single player game, like yeah, you
Yeah.
can play it again if you want, but really, like, there's not much point.
Yeah.
And like when a game is online, it increases the value of that game. Like people
Yeah.
see more value out of it based on how long they
You
feel
get
like
way
they're
more
gonna be playing
hours.
it. Yeah. So people are willing to spend all that money, you know what I'm saying, on DLC for freaking Smash
Right, because they're gonna get
Brothers.
their investment back.
Right.
Yep.
I don't know why Nintendo's not taking advantage of that, to be honest. With more of their
I don't know
games, it's like
either.
that's just money. Like money y'all could be getting back. And
Money
then
on the table.
And then in return, people will be getting what they want. They'll be able to enjoy that experience for as long as they want online. Like it's a good trade-off for both parties. I don't understand. Hopefully they get better with it though. Hopefully
Yeah.
they see and they analyze these numbers and see, oh snap, like our highest selling games are online games.
Who would have thought?
Oh my god!
The fact that there's a revelation.
Come
that
to
is
the future,
crazy.
Nintendo.
Oh
Come.
my goodness, our fans like to play games
I
together.
think that they're gonna come to the future based on the management
Yeah.
changes.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
think so too. I
definitely,
think
'cause-
this is a nice kick in the pants for them.
Definitely.
Like I always say, the best thing that the Wii U ever did for Nintendo is teach them lessons.
And
It
now,
taught them. It taught them
Yep.
humility.
oh
It
yeah,
taught them.
for sure.
Yep.
It taught them about getting help from third parties. It taught them about having an online system. Like it taught them a lot of things because Wii U had none of these things
Right.
for the
Yep.
most part. So it's more of a life lesson for Nintendo. It's one that they need, to be honest, because
And
they were
needed
like
that kick in the pants.
they needed it. Every company
Yeah,
needs this
so
every once in
bad.
a while. Like Sony had it after the PS3. They got their ass kicked. They came back with the PS4, and now the shit sells like hotcakes. Nintendo had their hotcakes with the Wii, and they were arrogant. And they came off
Yep.
the Wii U, and it failed. And they need that kind of failure. It keeps them in line. It keeps them down to reality.
Yeah,
It's important for a company to fail every once in a while.
that's true.
Mhm.
And then like now, like a big change that nobody is talking about is now the different regions are gonna have more autonomy in Nintendo, which means
That is
faster
great.
changes. That is the
Yes.
best news.
That is great.
And
I don't know why
nobody's
anybody's not talking about it.
That flew under the radar. Yeah, you're the only
Like-
person I know that talks about this.
Like,
Everybody
nobody-
else just mad about this.
I
mad
don't
about
think
that,
a lot
but
of people
no.
understood it, I guess.
Because
It
like
probably
a lot
didn't.
of the problems Nintendo has is their structure, their management structure. That
Yeah,
is
the
the
Council of
reason
Elders.
why. Yes, and now they're
Yeah.
gonna be like gone or have less influence. Like
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
is a first step. So it's either people don't care or people just like, oh, too little, too late. But hey, it happened.
It's very important because now Nintendo of America can actually make decisions that benefit North Americans as opposed to running to Japan and be like, "Yo, can we do this? No, Americans love this," and they'll be like,
Well, Japanese don't. We're like, no, but we don't care about the Japanese right now. We're
"But,
talking about
yeah,
the North
Americans love to play games online. In Japan, we go
We
to our
don't
friend's
play
house."
right? Like, but we don't.
Yeah.
Reggie, please. Your body isn't ready, and that's all I say to him. But now it looks like, hopefully, anyways, Reggie will have more control over what's going
Put
on.
him
I
in the
don't
closet.
trust Reggie, to be honest.
Put
I
him
think
in the
I
closet.
think he's a terrible president. But
Mhm.
we'll see. I'll give him a first year of the NX to see what he
He's
does
not
with his
who
new
he
power.
used to be, at least.
Right. Like I'm just like that's a lot of reasons too why I'm taking a wait and see, because like not only is like Nintendo like in between generations, so it's like you don't
Right.
really know what's gonna happen really.
Definitely.
Because
Right.
they're in between stuff, they haven't really said anything. And then they're going through all these management changes from Iwata to Kimishima to now
Mhm.
every region having more autonomy and sovereignty over their region, and it's just a
Which
lot
is
going
great.
on in Nintendo right now.
And all these changes are going to take time too. So some
Yeah,
people
true.
are sitting back thinking, "Oh, it's supposed to be instantaneous."
You're not
No,
gonna see
this
it
takes
Yeah, no, it's
time.
not
They got to
gonna
do
be
maneuvering.
instantly.
So we got to give it at least a year to see things come together and actually move like a working cogs and stuff. So
But it's
Right.
just nice to know that if
That
they
it's happening.
find something that's relatively popular here, they'll be able to move quicker and capitalize on it.
they won't
Right.
have that gate in their way. Just we don't see how this is profitable. Like, well, maybe not in Japan, but North America, yes.
Right.
The only thing that it worries me, it's more of a Reggie thing. Like he makes sure a lot of games don't come to North America for some reason. Like he's the reason
Yeah,
those
and
Project Rainfall games never came over. It's because of him. He didn't want
Yeah.
them. He didn't want to fund them or whatever for the translating.
Mm.
It's just like shit like that is why I don't like him.
Is going to be a problem. That's why I say put him in the closet and give us the dude from EU. like,
Yeah, Shibata's that dude, yo.
Yeah.
Europe gets
Yeah,
everything.
he's awesome.
Oh
like
my
Reggie is
God.
just a mascot to me at this point. He's not even a president anymore. I just view him as a literal mascot for Nintendo and the
Well-
directs and all that crap. But
Well, luckily for us, now people
he
who
does
got
have
an
a puppet.
executive power, they have to have like a voting every like year now or something like that.
They have
So,
to they get
You have to
voted
be
every
voted
year or
in
something.
now. So it's like if you
Ah.
have like your year and you just f up, then it's like, you know what, we gotta do this.
Yeah,
vote.
finally, like these people are being held
Good.
accountable.
That's the best
exactly
part.
what. That's
Oh my
definitely
God.
something that was needed. Like, dude, you've been messing up this whole freaking year. Guess what? You're out the door. Bye.
Hopefully, this
Yeah,
also
exactly.
extends over to the freaking like board over in Japan. Even though I know they're not gonna
Yeah.
have as much say now because of all of the
Yeah.
Sure.
management changes, but I'm sure they're gonna
But
have
some of them
some
fossils
say.
need to get buried like today.
Yeah.
I just don't understand like what is wrong with this Council of Elders. Like they know
Council of
like
Elders.
the kind of situation Nintendo's in, and they're still
Oh my
so
god.
stubborn.
And they still stubborn. It's
It
like, no,
reminds
our
me of
honor won't
freaking
let us.
Green Lantern. I've been reading way too much Green Lantern. The freaking little
Stop
blue
it.
They're
guardian
like
guys
they're
on
like
the
the Jedi Council. It's a bunch of fucking
Oh,
Yodas and Mace Windu's.
just a bunch of old men just screaming and hollering to each other. No, we don't want to change company values and all this. It's like, dude, you got a bunch of young bucks trying to come up and got some good ideas in their pocket, and you won't even freaking hear them out. And then you wonder why Nintendo's tanking every once in a while.
Oh
Like, stop.
yeah.
Let them get those new ideas out there.
Yeah.
I mean, sometimes you have to try something new. I mean, how did you get new?
Well,
How
yeah,
did you get
they
Splatoon?
they
How did you?
exactly they tried
Yeah,
something with Splatoon. They
they
let the
tried.
younger devs make it, and it was a massive success for
That's what I'm
them.
saying. Do
Yeah.
that some more. You might find some other IPs, and hell, bring some old ones back. But hey, if you can't and you make better IPs that are new, I'll take that too.
Mm.
Like, do
Now,
something though.
I wonder now, since that all of the different regions are gonna have like autonomy now, if that means that Nintendo of America would have the power to bring more Western people to do games for them. I wonder if
I
they
know,
would
right?
be able to do that within their own internal region instead of going outside of Japan. Because, like, like when you think about it, there's a lot of games in Japan that only stay in Japan. And
Yeah,
because they have that immediate response time because of course Nintendo of Japan they run it, So like when it comes down to like Nintendo of America, will they be able to go to somebody like say the former people that the former BioShock devs? I forgot they went to go form their own thing. Like could they go to them and be like, hey, can you do this, Metroid for us? Like could they do that? I wonder. I don't know how much power that means they have now.
I don't think they'd have that much. I don't think they'd be able to make their own games.
Yeah. Cause like they were working on that one game, like they had what was it, NST that was making it. I wonder if they would be able to have them do stuff now. And remember, I think it was Project Hammer. It was Project Hammer, and
Yeah, I think
they
it was
they
that one.
ceased the project because of the elders in Japan didn't really like
Yeah,
it. So like I wonder if now that the regions have more autonomy, if there is a possibility that people like NST could potentially make their own project and they only have to go through Nintendo of America to have it approved and to continue forward and things like that. And I don't know. That's just kind of what I'm thinking. I don't know
I don't know.
exactly
I
the
don't think
extent
they'd
of
have
their
that much
power,
power though.
Yeah.
but
Oops.
I don't know. I don't know.
Let's see. Okay, so let's switch gears here from Kimishima stuff to something interesting. This was kind of out of
Interest.
nowhere. Nintendo has partnered with Vans, the
Ooh.
sneaker company, and they're making a Nintendo line of sneakers.
Hells yeah.
And these look pretty
they
awesome.
they
There's
look
one,
pretty
two, three,
cool.
four, five, six, seven
Yeah,
different
they look pretty
shoes.
cool.
I like them. I like wearing Vans too, so that's another
Yeah, Vans
thing.
make nice shoes. I don't know which one. I like the one with the little NES controllers, but I hate those kind of shoes that go up your ankle a bit. I don't like that style of shoe. I
I
want
Yeah,
like
I
that
that
like the
style
in.
of
low. I
shoe.
like the low
Oh,
cuts.
really? I hate that shit. I want the
I'm
normal style shoe
I'm a
that they
low
have.
cut.
I
On
know you two are both gonna get that Princess Peach
Oh,
one.
definitely
no,
not.
thank you.
Definitely not.
She can have that whore. I don't wanna.
Definitely not. Definitely not. No, it's cool. I
She can
promise
have
it's
that
cool.
whore.
I would totally rock the ones with the NES controllers though, like that.
Yeah, I
That's
like
hot.
that one.
I like
I
that.
just wish it was in the normal shoe style. But let me see, what does it say here?
Those Zelda ones are pretty dope too. I would rock them. But
Okay, so these come out in June apparently.
I might have to. I'm not even like a sneaker type of person, but I might have to hit those up.
Yeah, they don't say the price point, but I would imagine maybe $50.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll see. But that's pretty cool. Like it's nice to see them staying true to what they said. They're gonna try new things with their IPs to get it
Oh,
in
that's
people's faces.
true. They did
They
say
said
that.
this,
They
so
did
like
say
Kimishima
that.
said this a while ago, and that's also like the theme park and getting into movies or TV or whatever else they're doing. This is just another avenue for them to get Mario's face in your face.
In your
So like
face.
it's smart. It's good. Fans are very popular, and obviously Nintendo's IPs are all popular. So why not mix them together? Because they have these Star Wars shoes; those sell well, I think. And now we can get some cool ass Nintendo shoes. I like this. I like that they're doing stuff like this. Because I say this all the time, and I'm going to keep saying it till it stops being true. These kids that grow up, they don't know Nintendo anymore.
Yeah,
They
Nope,
yeah.
they
know
don't.
they know Angry Birds and they know Minecraft. And that is a problem that they need to solve, and it looks like they are trying, so that makes me very happy.
Yeah,
Yep.
I definitely could dig it. I really do think I might get those, the SNES controller high tops though. Those are hot.
Yeah, that NES one is pretty sweet.
Like I'm a Boots girl, so they're close enough to Boots for me. Those are dope.
Go rock those in the club.
Rocking my stuff.
What do you think about these shoes, Kumam?
They're cool. I like them. I'm not sure exactly which ones I would get, but definitely not Princess Peach. Screw that. And I like the low cut ones. Those are awesome. But yeah, I totally would pick them up.
What other like products do you think
would-
Nintendo would work well with to add their name to?
Oh yeah, that would be nice. Yeah.
Products?
That is a question. Ooh, bit.
They could actually make like good snacks because like their current Mario's gummies are not that great.
They're
No.
not very
They're
good.
Don't
not
make
that
snacks.
good. They need to
Don't
make
make
actual
snacks.
good ones though. Like team up with like Kellogg's or something for the gummies. They make pretty decent gummies.
Oh, Mario cereal.
Mario
Because they just
cereal?
brought up that Batman and Superman cereal that just came out. That
I
was
heard
pretty
those
popular.
were nasty though.
Oh yeah, the Batman Superman cereal. I actually
didn't say
tasted
they
that.
taste
It was
good.
they were nasty. Yeah, I tried
Were
them out.
they?
I was like,
I heard
yeah,
they
they're
were
horrid.
gross.
I just saw the
They
box
were
in the
horrible.
store. I was like, oh damn, that's pretty cool.
Team up with freaking um like Image Comics or something. Like make some Mario comics, some Zelda comics,
Some Mario
some
comics.
Metroid comics.
Yeah,
That'd be cool.
I
that'd
would
be nice.
totally be here for that. I'm here for
And
that.
obviously anime. We all
Oh
want
my
them to make
god,
some
of
anime.
course! Anime,
Yeah.
yes! That's like number
wanna
one.
see- Yeah, I want to see that freaking Kid Icarus and
I want my
Legend of
Star
Zelda
Fox anime.
crossover and some Star Fox stuff. The Star Fox thing that we saw recently, that would be
That was
nice to see
dope.
more
I
of
want
that.
more of
They
that
That was
shit.
freaking
Get
dope.
this anime game popping.
That'd be
like,
nice to
dude,
see.
Please. Oh my
They
god.
could do it too. Because their
Whoever did that
IPs,
Star
a lot of
Fox
their IPs
anime.
translate well.
Oh my god.
They did a great job.
I need it now. Thanks a lot for making me remember that.
It was amazing.
But yeah, comics, anime, like those are probably the fastest way to get your name out because people consume stuff like that. Like
They can
often.
probably even make some sort of deal with Netflix and make them like an animated show exclusive to Netflix.
I would be here for that. I would probably
Yeah.
get Netflix for that.
I think a lot of people would, and obviously they already have Netflix on their home consoles, so it works.
True. It works. They need to just
Yeah.
do it. But
Just
yeah,
do it.
I'm
Get your
here
name
for
out there.
comics and anime and cartoons and maybe they could do some live action stuff. I don't know if y'all remember. I mean, too bad Other M turned out to be like a mediocre game, but like, do y'all remember the promo for Other M, the live action,
The
promo
live
for
action
Other
one,
M?
yeah, that shit was awesome.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Like, do that live action show. I'm here for that. But you know what? That would be like crazy money though. Like, just imagine
Yeah,
the
that
production
would
value
be
of something
very
like
expensive.
that.
Yeah.
They would
I
have
think
to.
an animated show would be way cheaper.
What if they did like an Earthbound live action? That wouldn't take too much, I don't think. Like, of course,
I
there
don't
would be
think
like
so.
some special effects and stuff because you know, like a lot of stuff, Earthbound stuff is like related to like aliens and space and stuff like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
But I don't think it would be as crazy as Metroid though, because Metroid a lot like you have to create whole freaking
It'd
worlds.
be a lot of CGI. Yeah,
Yeah.
that'd be a little too expensive, I think.
Yeah, I don't think Nintendo could fit the bill for that. That's too
Nah.
much.
Mm-mm.
Not for Metroid. They do it for Mario or Zelda, but not Metroid.
Oh my god, no live action Mario. We've seen how that went. That was not.
No,
not the
if they do
business.
Mario again, I want it to be an animated movie.
Yeah, like movies. I think movies would probably be the best thing for stuff like that.
Yeah,
Not-
well, we're gonna
not
get
like
a
a
taste of
Mario
it. Like
show.
Mario is supposedly gonna be in the next Wreck-It Ralph, so
That's cool.
What?
That's gonna be
I-
cool.
Get some more
I thought
Mario
that was
movies.
just like just something in the air. Are they actually gonna do it?
it's still a rumor at this point. But like they're trying to dip their toe into the movie world, so it only makes sense.
Oh my god, just make a freaking like Super Mario Galaxy movie or something. Like, just do it.
That'd be cool.
Just freaking do it.
Yeah. Just do it. Yeah, that'd be good.
Okay, so there's a lot of stuff they could get into. Let's see what they do. The shoe's a good start, though. It's a nice, promising thing that they're doing.
Mm-hmm.
Next is something that Nintendo has also recently ventured into, which I was very happy to see them get into, and that's Humble Bundle.
Yeah.
So, if you don't know, Humble Bundle is they essentially do things for charity by raising money by selling games super cheap. So you buy a bundle, you get a bunch of games, and a lot of the money can go to either the devs or to a charity. So it's really cool. Nintendo's actually the first console manufacturer to allow console games onto Humble Bundle. So they were the first to do that. This is their second time doing it, and it's already a massive success. Like they've raised over $1 million in revenue. That's crazy, and it's not a single like Nintendo game on there. It's all like indie games that are either for Wii U and 3DS. It's just really cool that they're getting into stuff like this.
This is cool.
I love the Humble Bundle. I think it's one of the best things they've done.
Humble Bundle life.
Yeah.
And they're not even like little rinky-dink games either. Like they're
they gave out solid games. Like Shantae and Pirate's Curse, Affordable Space Adventure, even Darksiders 2 and Street Fighter 4 3D. Like, so there's some like AAA games in there too.
Right, and they have Freedom Planet.
Yep, Freedom Planet, and what's it called?
What's that one game called?
Citizens of Earth.
Oh, great game.
And Runbow.
And then they also had, what's that one game on 3DS, Retro Rampage or something like that. It's kind of like GTA, like an 8-bit or whatever.
Oh, Retro City Rampage.
And
yeah,
they had a lot of good stuff. Like
that bundle's amazing.
Shantae and the Pirate's Curse. Oh, we mentioned that. That game.
Yeah, Shantae's alone is worth it, and that's Shantae's under the $1 one too. That's crazy.
That game ain't no slouch. Like you're getting some good stuff with this bundle, and I think for everything is like what, $13?
Yeah, 13's the max, and you get all the games, or it's 13 or 14, something like that. But like, it's a really good deal. And yeah, again, like a lot of the money goes towards charity, so like you're getting games and people are getting help. There's really no loser in this situation.
Right.
It's very cool to see them do stuff like this, and it's cool that they were the first to do it too.
Yeah.
Right. And so far, I haven't seen any other of the console manufacturers.
Yeah, Microsoft and Sony, they haven't done it. It's usually just Steam games, or I think they do iOS games too once in a while, but usually it's Steam stuff. But it's cool. I like that they're doing this. I hope they do this again, because this is obviously successful for them, because they've done it twice now. True. So yeah, they've made $1 million. I think that was within a week. So that's pretty awesome.
I'm here for that.
Let's see if there's numbers here.
Yeah, there's like a little pie chart here.
Yeah, the pie chart just breaks it down like Windows, Mac, and Linux. Obviously, Windows has sold the most because Windows is the dominant platform.
Yeah.
Let's see. Just said it's brought in $1 million so far and has 7 days left. So there's still a week to get this bundle if you haven't done it so far. Just go to humblebundle.com. Cool. And that's all. They don't really break down anything else other than that. But that's crazy. $1 million. I assume that's total, not just for charity, but whatever. Let's see. What else have we got in here today? We got... we talked about this.
Bayonetta 2? Oh, no.
Yeah, we could talk about Bayonetta since we just said $1 million. $1 million's the magic number. Bayonetta 2, according to VG charts anyways, has finally passed $1 million physical sales. And it's...
Finally.
it's been a long time coming. Everybody knows this is my favorite game on the console. Right. So I'm happy to see that it sold so well, but I don't consider this something to be truly excited for simply because of how long it took. I'm happy it reached $1 million, but it took well over a year, and to me that's
quite a long time.
That kind of deflates the excitement because there's so many games on the Wii U that sell way faster. Like Mario Maker sold $1 million within like a month. So for me to hear that it took over a year to sell $1 million, I don't see why everyone's so excited. But I like that it sold a million.
Yeah,
Don't get it twisted. I'm not like
definitely.
mad that it sold a million. I'm happy. It's just like I'm not gonna get excited about it because it took so damn long.
Yeah, pretty much.
Because
Pretty
this
much.
game's amazing. Every Wii U owner should have this game. It's the best game on the
Yeah.
console.
There's a lot
I
of
don't know.
folks that, yeah, there's a lot of folks. Oh, it should have been. Nah, it's too late. It's on this console. It's Nintendo thing now. So if you want to see Bayonetta 3, trust and believe it'll probably be on the NX.
Yeah, oh, of course it is. Yeah, they
So
pretty much own Bayonetta at this
they
point.
own
Like
Bayonetta.
she's in
She's in
Smash. She's
Smash.
getting an
Like
amiibo.
she's
She,
solidified.
she's
She's
the
not
newest
going anywhere.
Nintendo princess. Like
Yeah.
you guys just gotta get over it. Like she
She's the
belongs to
Nintendo.
Nintendo
Yeah.
now.
So, yeah, she's just the princess that doesn't get captured. She shoots people.
Yeah, she doesn't get captured. She captures you.
Yeah, pretty
There's a
much.
good
So.
chance that we're gonna see Bayonetta 3 on the NX.
Oh, definitely.
I think so. Yeah.
This game, I think it's sold well enough, and with the introduction to Smash, like people are gonna expect it now.
Her popularity has spiked for the Nintendo crowd. So
Yeah,
Forgetting that
I
she
think
was in Smash too.
Yeah.
that's the reason that she's so popular now because she's been in Smash. That's why everyone like cares now.
Yeah.
Yeah, she was pretty popular when she came to Smash. Well, she was popular anyway because people was mad because she was on the
Because they
Wii
were
U.
mad. Yeah.
But then she regained some more popularity when she came to Smash.
Oh yeah, it totally rejuvenated her. And then they brought out the a different version of the game which only had the second one. It was like $30 or something.
True.
Yeah.
So that was a
So that
smart
was
idea.
good.
So I think
for
that helped a
folks,
lot
yeah.
with them reaching a million after that.
Yeah,
But why
true.
wouldn't you want the first and second though? But hey,
I don't know. The
teach
first
his own.
game's awesome too. I think it's,
Yeah.
but they don't sell that version anymore. Like you can only buy the one with the second game
With
only,
the
unless you
second
buy
game now.
digitally.
Yeah. Which
I wonder how many people actually bought it digitally though. Like, because
I don't know.
we know that it reached 1 million just physical, but like, what about the
digital copies.
version? Because
They won't talk about it.
I'm sorry, the digital version also came at a discount because you could choose to buy either or.
Yeah, you didn't have to buy both.
But
So
I don't know. They don't. I don't know.
We'll see. But it's good that it sold well. It means we'll get a third one, which is awesome, which is what I
That's
want
right.
because this game's amazing.
Platinum games come back.
I think this might be like what Platinum's best-selling game because they have this curse about them.
Yeah, usually their games
they usually don't do good. Yeah.
Usually their games like don't even hit
Go under the
500,000.
radar for the most part. Yeah.
Ah, damn it. So 1 million for them is quite good. There's another game they just brought out recently, which we're going to talk about next, I suppose, which has not received the same kind of sales loved.
Unfortunately, that was.
It's justified, and that would be Star Fox Zero. We have sales for Japan, and they're not looking good. They have only sold roughly 17,000 copies in the first week. And everybody knows launch week is the most important time of a game because that's when you're going to sell the most copies. And it didn't even reach 18,000 copies. They only sold through 30% of their initial stock.
Is that in Japan or is that
in Japan? In
Japan. Okay.
And so that's it's unfortunate. Like it sold very poorly, and I think Europe, it's selling very poorly as well. North America, we don't know yet. A lot of this obviously is down to the controls. People are just not feeling it. The reviews are saying as much. A lot of people don't like this game, and the sales are showing now. And what do you guys think about this?
Man, I think there's a couple of reasons why. I mean, of course, number one being the controls. And then I think secondly, being like the time frame in which it came out, I think that after they delayed it from the holiday season, people just didn't really care anymore. They're like, you know what, whatever. You know, because like in a holiday, you could be reckless with your money because you're like, okay, it's the holidays. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna buy whatever because it's the holidays. But like once you out of that window, like a lot of people feel less inclined to spend money because, you know, a lot of the time, you know, during the holidays, people spend money because when it's the holidays, and two, they see everybody else spend their money. So like, okay, well, I guess I'll go spend me some money too. So you know, it's kind of like a domino effect when it comes down to releasing things in the holidays, and they missed the mark. Because I know for sure that if Star Fox would have came out in the fall like it was supposed to, I probably would have bought it. And then they delayed it, and I was like, you know what? I don't even care because like I just don't care. I don't care anymore.
Well, even the delay
Yeah.
itself didn't seem to really do anything because the controls still aren't
It's
great.
still not
Yeah.
good. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's reason number one, and because it's like nobody wants to have to fight with controls. Then not only that, the game is mad short. And like everybody's all
Yeah.
like, "Oh well, Star Fox 64 was short." Like, yeah, but it was also in the 64. Like on the 64.
Yeah, a game from like what 10, 15 years ago being short has nothing to do with a game in 2016
Right.
being short. Like I don't understand that correlation.
Because a lot of games back then were short. We were just buying the
Yeah,
games because we were kids, but
they
they
just
were
didn't know any better.
they
Yeah,
were pretty much all short. But like in 20, like I mean, don't get me wrong, like there's a lot of games these days that are short too, but not like 3 hours short. Like you can't beat
yeah,
the
but
campaign
a
in
lot of the
3
time,
hours.
like these games that are short, they have online to
That's
compensate
true.
for that. This
That's
does not.
true. That's very true. Like
Yeah,
I can
that's
But
I can
it's
deal with like maybe 6 hours short, 6 to 8 hours short. But if it's three hours short, like come on, bruh.
yeah, like you know you
No.
got a problem with the Call of Duty campaign is longer.
yeah.
Like
That's
that's
just not
crazy.
okay. Come
That's not
on.
okay. Like it would have been okay if they had online because okay, fine, we'll go play online. But there's none.
Right.
There's some bogus ass two-player co-op with one person flies, the other person shoots. Who asks for these kind of things? So,
Nobody
like
asked for
a
that.
lot of these quirky, weird, stupid little things they did with this game all come down to one man, Miyamoto, as usual,
Hmm.
and he killed this game. He killed any
Yeah.
chance of success for this game, and it sucks. Like, yeah, he made the franchise. That's great, but now he's also killed the franchise. So I hope he's happy.
Miyamoto just needs to retire. Like I appreciate
Like,
the man for all that he's done over these years, but he's just too old to just head projects anymore. Like he
He
needs
he
to just let
yeah.
the reins
he comes from
go.
a completely different generation, and his way
Yeah.
of thinking just doesn't work anymore. That's all it
Mm-mm.
ever comes down to. There's no matter what you do, you always reach a point where you just can't hang anymore.
Right.
Like he, as far as I'm concerned, he is the Wayne Gretzky, he is the Michael Jordan of video games. But even those guys had to retire.
Right.
Like you can be the best and you'll be remembered for the best, but you don't want to leave on a sour note being like, oh, this guy left when he was doing poorly. Like he should have
Right.
been gone by now. Like why do you
Yeah.
want to tarnish your name?
Right. He should have
Yeah.
stopped after Pikmin 3 because Pikmin 3
Yeah,
was
because Pikmin 3 is a
fantastic.
good game. He did a
But
great job with it. He made his little shorts with it, and then
yes.
like
And now your
this is a
legacy is Star Fox Zero. Thanks,
yeah, like
Miyamoto.
Right.
that's your legacy. Star Wars. Like, come
Thanks.
on, man.
Just stop.
And his another
Dinosaur.
part of his legacy is, oh, it's not our fault the Wii U sold bad. It's because you didn't get it,
No.
or whatever the fuck he said. He like
Or
blamed the fan base. He's like,
as
no,
usual,
you
you didn't understand the
didn't. You
controls. Or
didn't
you
make
didn't.
the console people wanted, and then you have to
Right.
pay for it. Don't blame the fan base. That's
Like
crazy.
Right.
that's that sourness. Like y'all just
That's
didn't
just
understand it.
bitter
What?
ass man. Like I don't understand that shit. There's only two companies I've ever seen that blame their fan base. That was one with Apple with the iPhone 4 when the shit wouldn't get reception depending on how you hold it, and then Steve Jobs came out and said, "Oh, it's your fault. You're holding my phone wrong."
No.
Like who
Right.
says shit like that? And then there's Nintendo. They blame the fan base for not understanding the Wii U when it's their fault for not explaining it and providing a reason to want it. Like
Right. You might
it's
not want to
always
blame the
if you're
people
the
who
one
you're
making the
trying to
product, it's not
convince.
selling, it's your fault, not the consumer's
Right.
fault.
And you might not want to
Right.
blame people who you depend on to buy your product.
Right.
You might
Exactly.
want to stay away from those decisions.
Won't be coming back.
That shit is crazy. I don't understand that.
Yeah, I just know. But you know
But
what? This is a lesson for Miyamoto. You can like it's okay to have creative decisions and be creative and things like that. But if it's to the point where you know many people just want you to just give us options at the very least, do it because we're the ones who got to buy your stuff.
options don't hurt people. That's the thing I don't understand. I don't understand why he's against it. I don't understand why Nintendo not fans, fanboys are against it. I don't understand why having options so more people can enjoy the game is a problem.
I don't understand it. I don't know.
Like,
Everybody's
how
comparing
selfish
it.
can you be?
Right.
Yeah.
And like I know everybody's comparing it to Splatoon and it's like Splatoon gave you an option to turn off motion controls. And
The
also in
different,
Splatoon, you're not constantly moving like you are in Star
exactly.
Fox.
Like in
It's just
Splatoon,
a
you're
completely
stationary.
different.
You're not
Right.
flipping around. You're not looking up and down at two screens. Like it's not the same. The
Yeah.
only thing that's similar is that you have a gyroscope, and that part works. But once you go into free range mode, it's a fucking gong show. The controls don't work.
No. See, I can't speak on that because I haven't played Star Fox yet, but just based on what people have said, it's just the control methods are just completely different between the two games. So I really wish people would stop comparing the two. Like,
Yeah.
no. And at the very least, Splatoon lets you turn them off. So if you wanted to play straight up just with the
Yeah, you
gamepad
can
and
play without
joysticks,
them.
then yeah, then you're good.
That's why Splatoon is better for it, because they give everybody the way they want to play. Like, you want to use the controls, go ahead. You want to use standard controls, go ahead.
Which is something
There's
that
no
Nintendo
problem with
even
that.
set the precedent for with the Wii era, was giving us options for controls.
Yeah, or like Smash Brothers, where you have 8 different controllers.
Right.
Like, when did they get into like that? That's a totally Miyamoto thing. Like, that shit just so irritating. No, you will use the gamepad because I made the gamepad and I am Mr. Miyamoto.
Right. But
the game,
I don't
and the
want
game
to.
suffered because of it.
And to be honest, they're getting what they deserve. Like,
Yep.
they did
Yeah.
not make the game people wanted, and they're now nobody's buying it, and that's what happens.
True.
Pretty much.
And unfortunately, Platinum has to suffer alongside them. You know, like, you can pretty much bet this wasn't the game they wanted to make.
Oh, definitely
This Star
not.
Fox is slow. It is not a fast game because everything's slow because they fucking know you have to be focusing on the stupid gamepad and dividing your time. So everything moves slowly. All the enemies are weak and easy to kill. Like, it's an easy game. The only thing that makes it hard is the controls.
You're fighting with the controls more than you're fighting the enemies.
Yeah. And yeah, I don't know. Like, at least, like, all the reviews are very consistent. They all have the same issues. Like, some people like the controls, and that's cool. I'm not saying don't like the controls. If you like the controls, that's awesome. But, like, you have to understand, a lot of people don't. And it's not because they're bad at the game. Like, I beat the game in my first fucking try. It only took 3 hours. But the controls are not good.
I can vouch. I watched him beat it. I
Yeah.
watched him start it and beat it, actually.
Yeah, I didn't think I'd beat it that fast. I didn't realize how short it was. I thought when people said this game is 3 hours, they were joking, but they're not joking. But yeah, that's we'll see how it does in North America. But the only
I'm pretty sure
thing
it's
that's
about the
worrying
same.
is, like, if this game bombs here, that might be the end of Star Fox.
I don't think so. I think that it's been pretty consistently. Everybody's saying things about the controls because even like just out of my own curiosity, I went to the Miiverse community when Star Fox came out, and everybody's talking about the controls. So
Because they're bad.
I mean, so the proof is in the pudding. The buyers are telling you that the controls are crazy. The fans are telling you the
just
controls
reviewers.
are crazy. The reviewers are telling you that the controls are crazy. So, I mean, what can you do? You know,
Like, that is the problem when you have one guy with that much power.
right?
Like, when he makes a mistake, then everybody suffers, and at least it's just crazy. Like, somebody must have told him along the way, "Hey, this doesn't work. Can we not do this?"
Miyamoto,
They didn't.
Yeah.
Because, you know, like, there was that one article about one of the developers saying that Miyamoto, he's like a really, you know, cool and nice guy, but when it comes down to work, like, home dude is scary. So they're probably scared to say something to dude, but I do think that Miyamoto has too much power. I think that everybody needs somebody to kind of, you know, check them, you know, and kind of just, like, consult and things like that, because it's a shame that a game that people have been wanting, that's been gone for a while, comes back and it turns out like this. Like, this is
They
not
did
what
Star
people
Fox
wanted.
dirty.
Yeah, they did.
Like, if you
It
want
was,
to do
it
like
was
your
pretty much
crazy,
just a remake of 64. Like, a lot of things that happened in 64 happen in this game too. It's like almost shot for shot, just in HD and with worse controls.
And it's like, if you know, it's cool. Like I said, if you want to be creative and do your crazy things, like, that's cool, but don't do it with the game that everybody wants. You know,
you can do it. Just let me turn it off.
That's true.
Yeah,
that's the thing. Like, you want to make some crazy ass gyro controls? That's cool. I don't care. As long as I can turn it off, I can use this $50 fucking Pro Controller that I bought thinking I can use it with all your games, and let me use that.
True. Just give us options.
That's basic bottom line for me.
Like
Just
the
get option.
end of story is if they had just allowed you to completely disable it, all the review scores would have been higher. Nobody would be crying about the controls.
Yeah.
And it would have resulted in more sales because that game has such a negative, like, just a negative perception around it simply because of those controls.
And some people didn't even buy it, like me, because of it. Like when you have so many people saying the same thing, something's wrong. Now, I'm not one of those kind of people that goes by reviews only. But when you have so many people telling you the same thing,
exactly.
then that's when that raises a red flag.
Yeah, big time.
They made a mistake. The controls were just a bad idea.
Yeah.
I don't know what they were thinking. But whatever. That's what happened to Star Fox. It's not doing well. I don't expect it to sell well in North America either. They have a little chart here comparing it to the first week sales in Japan to other Star Fox games, and it's sold on par with Star Fox Command, which is like the worst Star Fox game ever.
Oh, snap.
That gives you an idea of how poorly it's doing. Yeah, not great. Hopefully we do get more Star Fox, and maybe even on NX. Who knows? Maybe they can just rework the game and do it without the motion controls. Give it a second chance.
Just start fresh with a new one. Don't even bother.
Or that, yeah, or just do that.
Don't even bother. Just give us an actual, real, modern Star Fox.
Yeah.
I don't want another 64, and I don't want another reboot.
Right?
That's just my opinion.
That's true.
Yeah.
We had one other topic before we can get to the main topic here, which is the Chinese Legend of Zelda movie. So I don't know if everyone saw this, but there was a short teaser trailer that came out today. It's a Chinese police drama based around the Legend of Zelda, and it was awesome, and I think it's the craziest thing ever, and we're going to see the whole movie comes out tomorrow. Did you both got to see this trailer, right?
I saw the trailer.
Yeah, took a gander at it. It's interesting. It's definitely interesting. It's so cheesy, but that's what makes it interesting in my opinion, because how cheesy it is, and
it's super
modernized and all. And so I'm kind of excited to see it just because of the cheese drizzled on the nachos.
I'm definitely gonna watch it for the cheese.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
But effectively, Link is he's a policeman, and he's going rogue to go find Zelda. I guess he was kidnapped by Ganondorf. They didn't show him, but his police captain was not happy with Link, and Link pretty much like quit the force. This is what it looks like. Going rogue.
It's so funny. Oh my god.
It looks hilarious. It looks so cheesy and just like, oh my god. I wish I could show it in here, but probably get copyrighted or some shit for that. Yeah. But it's coming out tomorrow, and Nintendo will probably try to take it down. But to be honest, it's from China, and China just doesn't give a fuck. So they're not gonna worry about it. Did you guys know that Chinese manufacturers actually copy cars like frame for frame and like make them in China?
Oh wow.
And a lot of the auto companies try to sue them, but the Chinese government actually steps in and says too bad.
Oh my.
Wow.
So that's why I said that Nintendo will not be able to do anything about this, because the Chinese government doesn't care.
Oh my god.
They don't care. No, it's a copyright. Well, guess what? Not in our country.
Yeah. Like I think there's one car in China where it's crazy. Like the front of it is a Ferrari and the back of it is a Porsche, and they just stuck them together, and they're allowed to sell it.
Oh my goodness, that's crazy.
Wow. That is kind of interesting.
It's pretty funny. Like, China's a crazy place. They don't care about anyone else's laws.
Somebody in the comments says, "Where's Detective Pikachu?"
Oh my god, I want my Detective Pikachu.
They need to put Detective Pikachu in this movie.
They need Danny DeVito to be him though.
That
has to happen.
Oh my god.
So that would make me so happy.
That would be perfect.
But yeah, I look forward to that tomorrow. It should be interesting. It'll be good for a laugh anyways.
Yeah.
I'm just curious what Ganondorf's gonna look like.
I know, right?
He might just be a normal man. I don't
He
know.
might
That
just be
that kind
like
of
a
be a
normal
letdown
dude
though.
with like red hair or something, or like some big
Maybe.
guy with like red hair. Because I mean,
That'd be
like
so
even
funny.
their Link, he doesn't look crazy. He just has like a blonde wig on and a
He just
freaking
has a
sky
blonde
blue
Yeah.
wig
cap.
and a little bit of
some
green.
some random dude.
Just a freaking green beanie. It's like
I
okay,
wonder if he's
whatever.
actually gonna have a master sword.
I don't know. He might have like some gun or something that has like I don't know, like some weird
Hyrule
design.
gun. Yeah,
Looked like the technology from Skyward Sword from that one race. I forgot what they're called, the little robot dudes. Look like
that'd be cool. Oh, that
that.
pirate dude.
Yeah.
Um. So yeah, well, that's coming tomorrow. I'm looking forward to it. I think it'll be funny. We'll see.
Mm.
But
I'm
now
definitely
we can get
watching it.
into the main topic, which is, can Nintendo be successful with third parties on the NX? What do we think Nintendo needs to do to secure a stable third party lineup of games, and not just in the first year, but throughout the life cycle of the NX? What do you guys think
Mm.
about this? What does Nintendo need to do or make sure they have to get these third parties on board, if not specifically with multiplats, but even
Right.
third party exclusive titles?
Like, well, for the most part, try it. Well, since they got the whole where Nintendo of America can do Nintendo of America things, try to get relations with Nintendo of America and Western developers on par, and then from there, just kind of maybe like take some of their franchises that they're not doing anything with and have them make, have the third parties make something out of those. Um, Maybe have them maybe talk to third parties and maybe collect some of those old kind of franchises that are kind of sort of dead or nobody's really looking at, and just be like, look, you guys still have the rights to these, how about we take them over, or how about we give you some of our people to work with your developers to make this an exclusive to Nintendo, like third party exclusives for Nintendo. Because I mean, for the most part, multiplats aren't gonna be a big thing, I don't think, with Nintendo
No, I don't
at
think
this
so
point. Like,
either.
I don't think we're gonna see what everybody keeps saying and they want, like third party multiplats. We're not gonna see a lot of those. We might get Call of Duty. That's
You
something
might
that
get
they
the
need.
major ones.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's something they need to get, is Call of Duty,
Yeah,
definitely.
you have to have
And
color.
the big stuff like that. But for the most part, we would probably get like exclusive third party type of titles, kind of like, I mean, kind of like how Hyrule Warriors was done or something,
Mm-hmm.
but not with just Nintendo's franchises, but something the third parties have tucked away. Or maybe they had like, I know like some developers talk about how they had some old ideas and old IPs that they sat on the shelf and they never brought to light. Maybe Nintendo can talk to them and be like, hey, y'all got some old ideas that y'all have been working on lately. We'd like to bring those to life and give you, like, fork over a little change to make sure it's exclusive, to let them know, hey, we're gonna give you we're gonna let you know that we got your back, but help us out. Make us some third party titles that we could put on our system so we can, give to our consumers or something. So I think it would be more like that as opposed to multi-plats and stuff like that. Because I don't know, is the system going to be able to run them? Is there going to be some other kind of not copyright, but like legal things going on as far as getting games onto Nintendo and all this other crap that goes on with whatever Nintendo does. So I don't know all that jargon, but that would be something I would look forward to, is maybe some exclusive third party type titles.
Yeah,
Those would be things I would like. So that's all I got on that.
that's a good point because I think that the ship was kind of sailed for
Multiplats.
multi-plats on Nintendo. Just to keep it real with you, like really nobody's
Yeah.
gonna buy them. Well, unless
Yeah.
Nintendo
That's always
manages
been
to
the biggest
get
problem.
yeah,
Yeah.
unless Nintendo manages to get a crazy install base that at least were a good sizable amount, like 1 million or so people will go buy them faithfully or something like that, which
Yeah,
obviously wasn't the case with Wii U because install base was low. But like it would have to be a situation like that, you know what I'm saying? But like I said, Nintendo has kind of, just to kind of piggyback off of what Coupon said, Nintendo has already kind of cultivated this ecosystem where people who buy their consoles are only interested in their games. And
Mm-hmm.
Nintendo's going to have to do a whole lot if they expect multi-plat to sell. First of all, that's going to have to be making sure that their hardware is easy to develop for, because then we won't see all
Yep.
of these, like, failures with like frame rate drops and like games not looking as crisp as the other versions that they're on and things like that. So like Nintendo's gonna have to really make sure that they develop a console where everybody can have their games be on there and thrive, and not just their own. Because I think that as um as they've kind of created that ecosystem where only people come to their consoles for their games, they've also kind of made it to where the reason why that is because they make their hardware specifically for them to work on. And
Right.
obviously, exclusives on any console, whether it's Nintendo or the others, like exclusives are always going to be like the best looking, best running games, because those people are the ones that have all the schematics on how to take advantage of that hardware. So Nintendo's really got to make it clear, this generation, that they want it to be something that everybody can work with, the hardware that everybody
Mm-hmm.
can work with. um the only thing that kind of gives me a little bit of faith on that is that this go round they're actually working with a Western engineer for the
Mm-hmm.
NX. So
Right. It's one of
maybe,
the former Xbox guys.
right. So
Cool.
maybe the NX might be easy to work with, maybe. And of course, it has to be powerful. I don't think that people would be willing to buy multi-plats on a console that is the weakest of the three, like with the Wii U. Like, what is the
Right.
point of, for example, buying like Watch Dogs 2 on the NX if it still looks better on the Microsoft and Sony console? Like there's really no point. They have to have some kind of incentive, like whether that
They
be
also need to make sure that their version isn't the one that misses all the DLC.
Yeah,
exactly, and they have to
definitely.
make sure that their online infrastructure is right, because like you don't want it to be a situation where I know there's been some third party games that like what's that game? That Sniper Elite game that omitted the
Mm-hmm.
online altogether because
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nintendo barely has an online infrastructure. Nobody's gonna want to
And it
rock
was
with
the
that.
same thing with
Yeah.
what the hell is that game called? Injustice, that
Oh
fighting
Injustice,
game.
the
yeah,
lobby
the
They
system
they
gotcha.
wasn't
didn't have
even
a lobby
there.
mode because Nintendo
Yep.
didn't help them make one. They had no clue how to do it on the Wii U.
Yep.
Yeah, so like Nintendo's
So,
gonna really have to make sure that they give these people, not only third parties, but buyers, consumers, incentive to
yeah.
get the version of the game on their platform. Like you have your faithfuls out there that will continue to buy their multi-plats on Xbox or PlayStation for like
Yeah.
trophies, stuff like
Yeah.
that. But some people don't care
Yeah.
about trophies. They want to make sure they have the best versions of the game. And even though I don't think that the PlayStation 4 has the strongest library of the three, it has the more powerful hardware, and that's enough incentive for people to just be okay with third party games because they
Right.
Yeah.
feel like they're getting something back for having that console. Like if Nintendo doesn't have that, nobody's gonna care. Nobody cares about a different way to play. Okay, that's not enough
Exactly. Yeah.
incentive. That's not enough incentive for people to get third party games. Like nobody is gonna care if Watch Dogs 2 actually uses the gamepad, or like if the NX has a touchscreen. Like nobody cares. Like you're gonna have to beef up your system. Something has to be significantly different about your system aside from controls, because nobody cares about that anymore. For people to care, for multi-plat. So that's what I think. It's really just architecture and online, the biggest issues, the biggest ones. But whatever. That's all I feel about that.
Like I waver between what I think about this because sometimes I'm like, yeah, Nintendo really should push to get multiplats, but at the same time, I'm like, these dudes don't buy multiplats on Nintendo consoles. It's just what it is. Like they just don't. They buy Nintendo games and they buy whatever exclusives. So it's like I can see why Nintendo should try to get multiplats, but at the same time, I think it'd be even wiser if they worked with these companies and just made a line of exclusive third party games because
Yeah.
like at least those would have a better chance of selling because like I'm never gonna buy another multiplat on a Nintendo console. I'm not getting burned again. Like, I bought so many multiplats for Wii U instead of my 360, and every time I got fucked. They never get the DLC. They always have the worst frame rate. They always come out later than the other versions. It's annoying, and I'm not going through that again. So I'm going to continue to get every multi-plat on my Xbox One because I know it gets all the DLC. I know everything's going to run better. So like I don't need that from them. That this is I guess more of a personal thing. Like it's just third-party multiplats don't interest me on Nintendo's consoles anymore because I know Microsoft's always going to have a better version no matter what.
Right.
So like for them having third-party exclusives is a better plan, I think, because at least Nintendo can get involved with them, make sure everything's on point. They can at least help these third parties like fit some of the bill so they don't have to worry about their games not selling.
Right.
And they have something that truly differentiates them from Sony and Microsoft because 3 consoles with the same 3 games isn't going to help them.
True. I can probably, just to piggyback off what you're saying, Alex, like I could also bet that if Nintendo went that route and that people see that these third party exclusives are legit, like say like EA decides to make like an exclusive like sports game that features like, you know, Nintendo characters or whatever. Like people might not rock with EA, but they might like the concept of that third party exclusive, and who knows, maybe that will, you know, rejuvenate the
that'll make them a little more exactly
right, for third party games on Nintendo, and maybe Nintendo will be able to get to a point where they
gotta do something to build, like build these bridges again, because like these guys don't like Nintendo, and because of that their fan base doesn't like these companies.
Right.
Yeah.
And even when even the ones that do go out of their way to support Nintendo, they don't get the support back from the fan base, and that's the biggest problem. That's always been their problem since the like N64.
I think a lot of that too is gonna have to come down to marketing. Like Nintendo's got to also kind of help market these
Nintendo needs
games.
To make bundles for these guys and showcase them at their Nintendo Directs.
Like if there's a new Call of Duty game come out, Nintendo jump on that and make a NX exclusive, you know, Call of Duty branded NX. That helps, exactly. That is a bold
pushes
statement.
Consoles.
It pushes consoles, and it shows people that okay, you're more serious now about third parties. And when your fans see that, they're like, oh, well, Nintendo's vouching for them, so hey, I might want to check this
try
out.
It out.
You know what I'm saying? And like whenever you have, there's like a multiplat coming out, and even when the Wii U was getting like third party multiplats, they were always omitted in a commercial. Now, if you can get to a point to you make sure, okay, don't omit us this time. Like make sure people know, like, hey, it's coming to Nintendo too. People notice that. There's a lot of people who didn't even know that certain games like Mass Effect even came to the Wii U because like it was omitted. Like Nintendo has to make sure that people know that these games are also on their platform if they get them. You know, and then they have to vouch for them so that the people who are, you know, your typical Nintendo fans, your Mario guys, your Zelda guys, they say, okay, well, Nintendo's serious about these guys. Like maybe I should check them out. You know?
As they should be. Like when a company's supporting your console, like you should support them back. It's not I feel like Nintendo has this idea like for you to put your game on their console is your privilege. Like you should be thanking them. It should be the other way around. They're helping you make your console a better buy for people.
Yeah.
So you're supposed to be supporting the guys that are supporting your console. That's what Sony and Microsoft do so well.
Yeah.
They make bundles for these guys. They support them on E3. They show all their games. They showcase everything for them. It's like these guys are willing to do it. You're not. They're not going to do a freebie for you just because you're Nintendo.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
For sure.
No, definitely not.
Like, sometimes I feel like they forget that because they're just so arrogant.
I don't know. Maybe they learned their lesson at this point. Hopefully, we shall see. But like I said, I would just like to see them do, like, as far as like the few multiplats that they can possibly get, like Call of Duty and stuff like that. Like what you guys were saying, like, yeah, market it better. Make a, you know, special edition NX or some crap with the Call of Duty or something. You know, get it out there. Let people know that if you have a multiplat, it is on your system as well. And aside from that, definitely look into those exclusives, because for the most part, we all know that people are going to get whatever. If it's a multiplat, we know bottom line that they're going to get it on the PlayStation, the Xbox, or PC for the most part.
Yeah,
we already know that. So if you want to market to the people who are only Nintendo, you know, centric, and they want to get that multiplat, then you're going to have to let them know, hey, the multiplat is also on our system too for you Nintendo centric people. For me, I know me, I'm gonna get it on the Xbox, or PlayStation or the PC, because multiplats to me are just not for Nintendo anymore. They just really haven't been in that arena for a long time, and it's
Right.
like
Nintendo's strength is being exclusive, and
it's
if
being
they could just
exclusive.
bolster that by having third-party exclusives, that would help a lot, and it would
Yeah, that would
fill the
totally.
gaps in between their own games. The third parties
Mm-hmm.
don't have to worry about their games not selling well because
Yep.
they'll be supported by Nintendo. And if a game, if Nintendo tells you this game is good, their fan base is gonna buy it.
Yeah, true.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Like they have to be babied a lot of times. I don't like
Yeah.
using that word, but it seems like that they have to be told specifically by Nintendo, "Hey, this game's good. Go buy it."
Yeah.
Otherwise, they won't touch it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's true.
So.
That's why I was saying like Nintendo has to vouch for these guys. Like
Yeah.
if you want home dude over here to put Zelda U down or Zelda NX down, tell them, you know what? Zelda U is cool, bro, but guess what? We got The Witcher like 5 too. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
We vouching for them. We gonna have like this special edition, like special, thing for The Witcher on our console, and you might like that too. It's open world, you know what I'm saying? You can do all of this stuff, whatever,
Yeah.
Nintendo's got to
Or
be more active in doing that kind of stuff because, like,
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
a lot of
But
people
they
won't pay attention to it because Nintendo's not paying attention to it.
Exactly, and that's a weird problem that they have.
But when you think about it, it's not that weird because that's the way that Nintendo has cultivated their ecosystem. They
Yeah,
say, okay, look, this is what we're doing. Pay attention to this. And people do it. So when they omit it altogether, like, people are not looking because Nintendo has cultivated this ecosystem where essentially their consumers have to be spoon fed. Like, I hate to say it like
yeah,
that.
they have to
because
be spoon fed.
it sounds so demeaning, but that's the ecosystem they have created. And it just is what it is. Like, people will not consume your product on a Nintendo platform unless Nintendo has vouched for it or it's a Nintendo product. Like, that's just how it is.
Yeah.
So Nintendo's got to reverse this by vouching for other people too, and then people will take a closer look at it, I think. But it's gonna take a lot on Nintendo's part. They got to do it though. You are like a robot right now.
We all are.
Yeah.
Oh
I don't know. I hear
no,
Coupon
Discord
just
acting
fine.
crazy.
I hear
Well,
Coupon.
anyways,
There's Alex. Okay.
oh really? That's fine to me.
Everybody sounds like a robot to me.
Fucking Discord. Well, anyways, like they can also look to give these third-party guys other Nintendo IP that Nintendo just doesn't know what to do with. Like somebody obviously can make that F-Zero game. Like it doesn't have to be Nintendo making it. Because I think
Sega's
the
not
one
doing
on
nothing.
GameCube was made by Sega, right?
Sega not doing nothing. Let Sega do F-Zero.
Okay.
It's got nothing else going on, not like the other IPs.
Yeah,
Like,
Alex, we're losing you.
there's a lot of Nintendo IPs.
Alex, we're losing you.
Hello.
I think we lost Alex.
Oh, okay. Because I got momentarily disconnected. Sorry, everybody. Give us a minute.
Technical issues.
Difficulties.
But yeah.
First of he's gonna have to disconnect and come back. What was the topic anyway?
Well, he was just saying that they need to get these people to make these IPs that we haven't seen in a while, like F-Zero. Sega ain't doing nothing. Sega can come out and they can make a freaking F-Zero game for us. I'm still waiting for Nintendo to have somebody make a freaking Star Tropic so Nintendo can have their own version of freaking Tomb Raider and Uncharted. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's so many things they can do. Like, why don't we have, like, Sheriff? Like, why can't they be, like, our cops versus robbers shooters? You know what I'm saying? Like, we need stuff like that.
Like, give us some stuff, yeah.
Nintendo has so many, like, IPs in their arsenal that they never, ever use. And I think it would be beneficial to kind of help bridge the gap between them and third parties to kind of, bring them together and have them assist.
Yeah. Say, yeah, we kind of hit it. Kind of sort of hear you.
Okay, weird.
Yeah,
There
okay,
you
okay.
are.
This cord fucking sucks.
Yeah.
Jason said you have been taken. He was abducted, y'all.
We've been taken.
If y'all see some UFOs outside, that's probably what happened.
Yeah,
So,
they disrupting our Discord right
anyways,
now.
but yeah, like everybody's in Nintendo, like they gotta get it right this time. Like I think the focus should be exclusives. I don't think multiplats is the answer this time around. It's not gonna sell well. But exclusives, at least they can build relationships with these guys again, and we don't have to worry about drops. So I
Yeah.
think that'd be a better idea.
Building relationships will help. That's what I thought they were gonna do when they were getting like Bayonetta and Devil's Third, which actually
Yeah,
turned
they
out to
were.
be
I guess they
terrible.
were testing the water. Yeah, Devil's
Yeah,
Third was a really bad one, but at the same time, these people like only pay attention to it because Nintendo posted it. Like,
true.
nobody would look to that game otherwise. It looked terrible.
Very true. So hopefully they can try again with the NX and actually do a better job, and we have more Bayonetta 2 tier games.
Yeah,
You
like
know.
more exclusive games like this.
Right. And the
Not
other
everything has to
problem
be
too
like
is
all
that they
super
were
happy.
Japanese. Like hopefully we get more Western people on board instead
Yeah,
of just all the, I mean Japanese third parties I think would be good. It would be support. But they definitely need some Western support. I think that's what matters the
Yeah,
most to us over here in this region anyway.
and that's what they've been missing a lot of anyway. Is a lot of Western support, like straight on.
Yeah. True.
yeah, they've a lot. The Wii U. It looks like they're like getting a lot better with Japanese games. Like, there's only so many. You need to have the big guys like Activision, Ubisoft, and EA helping you out too.
Yeah, those dudes are essential. Like they can't go another generation without Call of Duty.
You can't go another generation of Call of Duty or sports games.
No, you
Yeah, they
can't.
need to go ahead and nip that in the bud.
And Assassin's Creed, like you can't not have these things.
Right.
Assassin's Creed should not be a hard thing to get on a Nintendo console. I don't understand how that one was so hard. Like Unity maybe, but because of Unity, but who cares? That was dog shit anyway. But I'm
I
just
feel
saying,
you
like,
should
the
at least
Assassin's
have
Creed
sports
games aren't
games in Call of
really.
Duty.
Yeah, I don't think Assassin's Creed games are big as far as like heavy in, I guess heavy in the tech or whatever. So I'm assuming Nintendo should be able to handle that. I mean, we got a couple of colleges. We got a couple of Assassin's Creeds for the Wii U, so we should be able to transfer that same, or if you can't even get Assassin's Creed, bring freaking Prince of Persia back. I don't really care.
Like they can make an exclusive Prince of Persia
something
game for
like,
Nintendo.
or
Nintendo gets
Good and
Prince of
Evil. I think that
Persia,
was one of
everybody
the
else
best.
gets Assassin's Creed. I think
yeah,
that
like
would be enough
that
to
would be
bring people
awesome to get
over,
a
to
Prince
be
of Persia.
honest, because people have been wanting the Prince of Persia.
Yeah, so if they bring Prince of Persia back to light and it's just exclusive to the Nintendo console, that's another perk for
Yep.
people to be like,
Yep.
hey, guess what? If you sick of Assassin's Creed, Prince of Persia's on Nintendo.
Yep. And
Only
there's already that rumor that freaking Beyond Good and Evil is gonna be Nintendo
Yeah,
exclusive.
Good and Evil.
That's
That's
good.
Ubisoft.
Do that.
Go ahead and scoop that.
Scoop that real quick.
They need to do something with these guys. They can't just ignore them.
Well, now they
Other
see.
than
So
that,
shoot.
I don't know if you guys have any more stuff to talk about.
Nah, I don't really think too much exciting really happened aside from the investors meeting stuff, which we already talked about last week. So, at least there's no NX rumors this week. Yeah, Final Fantasy 15 and remake are essential releases for NX. Well, there's already that rumor that the remake was coming. Final Fantasy 7 remake was coming. As far as Final Fantasy 15, I don't really know for sure. And we already know we're getting Dragon Quest because Square Enix screwed the pooch and they let us know that's coming. So
yeah, it looks like they're getting a lot better with Square, so that's good.
yeah, but even though that's good, we still need some more Western support.
Yeah, that's true.
So if Beyond Good and Evil comes to the Nintendo NX, then that's good. That's a good start, I think.
Yeah, I think it's promising. What they're doing seems like they're taking it more seriously this
Yeah.
time, and that's all you can ask for.
Yes, I agree.
But let's go ahead and end this here. I'm gonna keep disconnecting anyway.
Yeah.
Uh, I want you to let people know what's going on in your channels, and then we'll head out.
Well, my channel is
Coupon.
gonna be I'm gonna be probably streaming some more Overwatch tomorrow. Well, no, not tomorrow. I got things I gotta do, but probably Friday. Just as a heads up, Overwatch is gonna be open to everyone tomorrow if you guys are looking to play that. But I do plan on doing some more gameplay of random games here and there, and yeah, that's pretty much it. Won't got nothing going on until what this the reboot until Sunday. So that's all that's going
Sunday.
on.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's gonna be kind of quiet on my channel for the most part. Sorry, I don't have anything planned.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah,
it's
that's it.
as far as my channel is concerned, I'll just be doing more random streaming, like I normally do between my commentaries, which I'm trying to bring back. I posted 2 commentaries this week actually, so you guys should go ahead and check those out. One is all about PS4K and the potential of a Xbox One, and the other one was about all of the Nintendo news that came out last week. Um, so I'm currently gonna be playing, probably gonna be playing some Paragon because that's coming to PC and PlayStation, at the same time as the Overwatch beta between Thursday and Sunday. So I'll probably be playing some of the Paragon beta and as well as the Overwatch beta. So y'all could be looking forward to that. Um, I don't know exactly when I'm gonna be able to play them because I'm going to be going back to work tomorrow. So um, just be sure to follow me on my social media and subscribe to me if you haven't subscribed to me already so that you guys can be alerted about what I'm doing. And of course, like Coupon said, on Sunday we have our reboot game cast where we join forces with Team Blue and Team Green and we talk about all things going on in gaming. So Alex, are you here? I think we lost Alex. All right. Well, since Alex is not here, I guess I will sign out on behalf of Alex. Go and check out Active Zen Gaming on YouTube. He will be joining me and Coupon on Reboot Gamecast on Sunday. So make sure you check out his channel, follow him on social media as well to stay up to date on what's going on with him as well as the rest of Reboot. And it's late, so I'm gonna go ahead and end my stream. And of course we'll see you guys next week on another episode of Team Red Talks Nintendo. So yeah, peace.